Chosen ones, have you ever been branded the villain for daring to expose hidden truths and break free from a system that couldn't contain you? You've stood firm against relentless forces, and now the rewards for your resilience are unfolding, double for every trial you've overcome. You were placed in the path of your counterpart by the threads of fate, an encounter neither accidental nor random, but meticulously orchestrated. You know this person. Perhaps they appeared in your life as a lover, a confidant, or even an adversary. There was a moment when you felt something beyond the ordinary, a pull that defied logic, a recognition that pierced through the veils of time. You may have thought this bond was a gift, a divine blessing meant to ignite a fire within. Yet beneath this fiery connection lies a conspiracy, one as vast as it is sinister. Forces that masquerade as familiar faces and friendly words have been at work, intent on subverting your purpose. You need to understand that your connection to this counterpart wasn't meant solely for romance or companionship. It was designed to awaken you, to thrust you into a storm that would test every fiber of your being. But what you may not have realized is that this storm was not entirely organic. This was an engineered chaos, skillfully crafted by those who wish to see you falter. You have been watched, scrutinized by those who have a vested interest in keeping you tethered to confusion and doubt. Even those you trust, family members, mentors, friends, may unknowingly be pawns in a larger scheme. These adversaries operate from the shadows, yet they pull strings that can bind your soul to an endless loop of struggle. You have felt their attacks, sometimes subtle, like a whisper in the dark that sows seeds of insecurity, other times glaringly obvious, when events that should be coincidental fall too perfectly into place to be mere chance. These forces manipulate your surroundings, making your path feel like a labyrinth with no exit. Spiritual attacks have left you sleepless, plagued by anxieties that cling to your spirit like invisible chains. The sabotage is multi-layered. They use witchcraft and manipulation to distort your reality, to create illusions that make you question everything you know. You find yourself entangled in webs of deception so intricate that breaking free seems almost impossible. Why you? Because you possess something they fear, a strength, a light, an essence that defies their control. They know you are destined for something beyond the ordinary, and they recognize the threat that you, in your awakened state, pose to their designs. You have a purpose so profound that they tremble at the mere thought of you fulfilling it. You, the chosen one, bear a power they can neither understand nor extinguish. This is why they wage their war against you, pulling at every loose thread, poisoning every well, and disguising every snare as a safe haven. Your counterpart, this person with whom your fate is intricately woven, is part of the equation. The bond you share is a conduit, a channel through which your power flows. They know this, and they have sought to corrupt it from the start. Through spells, they taint your connection, hoping to twist it into something toxic, something that will drain you rather than empower you. They place doubts within your counterpart's heart, sowing distrust and confusion until the bond sours into something that wounds instead of heals. They understand that if they can sever this connection or warp it, they can stifle the awakening that lies dormant within you. Even your family, those who should be pillars of support, can unknowingly be woven into this. Spiritual adversaries work through them, using their doubts, fears, and misconceptions to further destabilize you. They whisper insidious suggestions into their minds, manipulating them to question your decisions, to doubt your intuition, to see you as misguided. These trusted figures become unwitting instruments of sabotage, amplifying your challenges and multiplying your burdens. This opposition is more than mere envy or resentment. It is a concerted effort to keep you from realizing the magnitude of your own power. They cast illusions to make you believe that you are weak, to make you forget that you hold the very key to dismantling the traps they have laid. You have been under siege, but not without purpose. Every attack, every obstacle, has been a calculated move to delay your awakening. They know that once you see through the illusions, once you recognize the conspiracy for what it is, their power over you will shatter. You have unraveled the web they so carefully constructed, simply by existing. Your presence, sharp, unyielding, has fractured the veneer they cloaked themselves in, exposing the rotting core of their dominion. You didn't need grand gestures or incendiary declarations to sow unrest within their ranks. Your mere existence, your unapologetic self, is enough to make their world quake. They had hidden behind masks fortified by illusions of unity and control, but when you entered their midst, you became a mirror, forcing them to confront the toxicity festering within their so-called order. They could no longer hide, for you had illuminated the cracks with an effortless radiance, one they could neither comprehend nor extinguish. Their belief system, a fragile construct that depends on collective blindness, was not built to withstand the likes of you. Every glance, every word you utter, shatters their comfortable illusions and forces them to gaze into the abyss of their own contradictions. You didn't come with a crusade, yet your very essence defies the fragile architecture of their faith. They cling desperately to the familiar, while you, standing tall and untouched by their delusions, challenge the very ground they stand upon. You make them realize the tenuous nature of their beliefs. These are people who cannot bear the weight of their own insecurities, let alone the potency of your truth. To them, you are a threat, a walking catalyst for upheaval, a storm they never saw coming but now cannot ignore. You are the force they never anticipated, a being with spiritual authority that leaves them shaken. They thought they knew power, but their influence is hollow, a flimsy facade held up by whispers and shadows. You, however, are a beacon, radiating a strength that is innate and unassailable. They cannot bend you, they cannot mold you into a pawn of their twisted game. Instead, you stand as a sentinel, casting light into the dark corners they have long occupied. Your leadership is not granted by them, it is woven into your very being. You stand in your power, unwavering, and with each step you take, their influence crumbles. They are but dust, scattered in the presence of a hurricane they cannot hope to control. Their attempts to manipulate you fall flat, for you see through their thinly veiled plots. They tried to bind you with subtle chains, to twist your path with manipulations so deft they thought you would never notice. Yet, you see beyond their illusions. You know the spells they wove, the hexes meant to sow confusion, the whispered words meant to derail you. They have failed, for your spirit is unyielding and your will is a fortress they cannot breach. You are an ancient force, a warrior cloaked in the armor of your own truth. Their feeble attempts to undermine you only serve to reveal the weakness that lies at their core. You have become their greatest fear, a specter that haunts their carefully curated reality. They hope to break you, to reduce you to a shadow of yourself, but in their folly, they have only strengthened you. You, who have seen the darkness and emerged unscathed, are now a testament to their failure. They have spent their lives building castles of sand, oblivious to the tide that would one day sweep it all away. And now here you are, the tide, the storm, the reckoning they never anticipated. You hold the power to dismantle them, not through force, but through the simple, unwavering truth of who you are. They feared you long before they understood why. For on some level, they knew that their dominion was temporary, a mirage that would vanish the moment someone like you entered their midst. They can no longer hide behind the masks of authority or tradition, for you have laid bare the reality that they are nothing more than cowards masquerading as leaders. You have exposed them, and now they are forced to confront the truth. Their power was never real. It was a lie sustained by the silence of those who came before you, but you refuse to be silent. You are the voice that shatters their stillness, the flame that consumes their paper walls. And so they crumble. One by one, their facades fall away, revealing hollow shells where they once stood. You, the chosen one, have broken their control not through violence or trickery, but through your very existence. This is what happens when you step fully into your purpose. The world around you can't help but react. Their collapse isn't your concern, but your rise is. Imagine what happens when you amplify this power, when you fully embrace the force that breaks facades without lifting a finger. That's when the real transformation begins. If you've felt the pull to rise even further, to wield this power with greater intention, Then the obsidian inner order is waiting. It's not about watching others fall. It's about you rising beyond what anyone thought possible. The truth you carry has already shaken the foundations of those who opposed you. Now it's time to refine that strength and push past every limit they tried to place on you. The link is in the description. Your growth terrifies them. They see your independence as a threat, a blinding light that exposes the brittle, hollow shells they inhabit. You have shattered the illusion they worked so tirelessly to maintain, an illusion where they are always the heroes, the saints, the ones in control. But your power, unfettered, unapologetic, tears through their carefully woven narratives. They can't grasp the depth of your strength, so they label you as the villain. Your self-sufficiency shakes their very core, making them question everything they believed to be unassailable. They resent you not because you have wronged them, but because your autonomy mirrors back to them the weaknesses they desperately wish to ignore. They need a villain, a scapegoat, someone to bear the weight of their insecurities. And so they cast you in that role. They've rewritten the script, turning your strength into something monstrous, your resilience into a menace they claim to fear. They paint you with shadows, twisting your successes into sinister tales that justify their own shortcomings. It's easier for them to demonize you than to confront the truth of their inadequacies. They whisper behind closed doors, calling you the enemy, the disruptor, the one who unsettles their precarious sense of peace. They lace their words with venom, hoping to taint your triumphs with their bitterness, to make you a symbol of everything they claim to despise but secretly envy. You're not simply surviving, you're flourishing, and that's a fact they cannot bear. You've moved beyond their reach, thriving in a world they can barely navigate. Where they scramble for crumbs, you dine on feasts of your own making. They seethe as you rise, watching with resentful eyes as you gather double the rewards for half the effort. But they don't see the struggles, the sacrifices that lie beneath your success. They only see the glow that radiates from you, a reminder of everything they lack. It drives them mad, this realization that you have achieved what they only dared to dream. Your victories are mirrors that reflect their failures, and they'd rather shatter those mirrors than face the truth. Their envy breeds contempt. They label your confidence as arrogance, your ambition as ruthlessness. Every step you take toward greatness is, to them, a step away from who they thought you were, or perhaps who they needed you to be. You've become the villain in their eyes because you refuse to shrink, to make yourself small to fit within their limited perceptions. They tell themselves that you are lost, corrupted by power, driven by greed. But in truth, it is their own jealousy that clouds their vision. They twist your story to suit their needs, painting you as a cautionary tale of hubris, of overreach, when all you've done is claim the freedom they never had the courage to seek. In their desperation to bring you down, they cling to the idea that your success is fleeting, that you are destined to fall. They scour every misstep, every flaw, hoping to catch a glimpse of weakness, some sign that their version of you might yet prevail. But they don't see the foundation you've built, the roots that anchor you so deeply they could never uproot you. You are an ancient tree, your branches stretching far beyond their sight, your roots entwined with the very earth beneath their feet. You are not some fleeting apparition that will fade with time. You are here to stay, a monument to the strength they cannot fathom. God has witnessed every trial, every impossible challenge you've faced, and now the tide has turned. Divine compensation is upon you. You've endured storms they could never withstand, and now the heavens themselves have decreed your reward, double for your trouble. Every moment of struggle has woven itself into a cosmic ledger, and now it's time for a harvest of blessings so abundant it cannot be contained. Your trials have paved the way for this surge of spiritual and material abundance. You are not just surviving, you are being raised, exalted for the world to see, a testament to resilience and divine favor. They will call you the villain because they cannot fathom the heights you are reaching, heights that exist beyond their understanding. They cannot comprehend that God Himself is elevating you, lifting you to a vantage they will never know. Let them point fingers. Let them conjure shadows to cover their own failings. You are thriving not just in spite of their accusations, but because you are walking in the purpose God has set before you. You wear the mantle they fear, but you wear it with grace and power, a crown they could never bear. They paint you as a figure of contempt, yet their resentment only fuels the fire that propels you forward, higher, into realms of glory they can only dream of. And while they continue their petty plots, while they weave threads of doubt and sow seeds of discord, God is multiplying your blessings. For every curse they try to cast, a blessing is doubled, an opportunity is magnified, a door swings open before you. They think they are pulling you down, but with each step they falter, you are catapulted further into abundance. You are marked by a divine promise. Double prosperity is your inheritance. Their schemes are powerless, their envy a mere whisper against the thunderous blessings pouring into your life. God's favor is not quiet. It roars, it overflows, it declares itself through every triumph you secure, every victory that crowns your path. As a chosen one, you are being positioned to receive divine compensation that defies all logic and expectation. The struggle, the darkness, the night spent wrestling with forces unseen, none of it has been in vain. You are standing at the edge of a powerful shift, an overwhelming abundance that will leave no doubt as to the source of your strength. This is not luck. This is the undeniable hand of God moving in your favor, anointing you with blessings so profound that even the staunchest critic will be forced to acknowledge the divinity at work. You are being prepared for an overflow, a surge of prosperity that aligns with your destiny, a double portion of everything you fought for and more. Your growth and resilience have been noted, not by human eyes, but by the eternal. The trials that sought to break you have instead forged you into a vessel capable of containing blessings beyond measure. God has seen every tear, felt every wound, and now the time of restoration is here. What you receive now is not merely a return, but an elevation, a magnification of everything you have been promised. You are a living affirmation of grace and power, a vessel filled to the brim with divine favor, ready to pour forth into a world that cannot contain the abundance within you. Now, you stand firm, radiating a strength that draws everything meant for you like a magnet. You are no longer concealed or hidden. You have become a beacon, a pillar around which blessings gather. This is the moment when the gates open, revealing a path laden with gifts meant for your hands alone. Your trials were the crucible, and now, having emerged, you are ready to receive what is destined for you. The blessings have been waiting, hovering just beyond reach, and now they rush to meet you as if answering a silent command. You stand poised, knowing that you are ready for everything that lies ahead. You are stepping into a phase of boundless possibilities, an era marked by choices that will shape the very landscape of your existence. New faces, destined to find you, await just beyond the horizon. These are soulmates and divine connections, people with whom your spirit will resonate, individuals who recognize the truth of who you are. They are not here by accident. They have been drawn to your light, called by the same forces that guide your steps. Each one carries a purpose, a key to unlock different facets of the abundance that now unfolds before you. You are no longer alone. You are surrounded by energies that align with your purpose, drawing you closer to the love and support you have always deserved. You have been prepared for this moment. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every battle has shaped you into a vessel capable of holding the love, the wealth, the joy that now comes to you. This is not a gift given lightly. It is a victory you have earned. You have conquered trials that would have consumed lesser souls, and now the universe answers with rewards as vast as the struggles you have overcome. This is your time to step forward with arms wide open, to claim what has been waiting for you. Your path is clear, illuminated by the lessons you've learned and the strength you've gained. The abundance that awaits is not mere happenstance. It is the culmination of everything you have faced and conquered. The love that awaits you is unlike any you have known. It is deep, true, and powerful, a reflection of the love you have cultivated within yourself. You are no longer shackled to the past or to those who could not see your worth. Now you draw to you connections that recognize your essence, that celebrate your spirit rather than diminish it. You are ready to receive relationships that uplift and empower, people who see your light and are drawn to it without fear or reservation. These connections are not fleeting. They are rooted in the same purpose that drives you forward, woven into the very fabric of your destiny. You are being ushered into a world where abundance is not a distant dream, but a tangible reality. Prosperity follows you like a shadow, entwined with every step you take. What was once scarce now flows freely, an endless stream that mirrors the resilience you've shown. You are not just blessed, you are an embodiment of abundance, a living testament to the rewards that come to those who walk through fire and emerge unscathed. Every door that once seemed locked now opens with ease. Every opportunity aligns with your highest purpose. The universe has recognized you, acknowledged your perseverance, and now it gifts you with more than you dared hope for. This path is yours, paved with the gold of your victories and the silver of your scars. You have stepped into a reality where you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You have become the author of your fate, shaping it with hands that have known both struggle and triumph. This new chapter is not a beginning nor an end. It is the unfolding of everything you were meant to be. You carry within you the strength of countless battles won, and now you walk toward a future lit by the promise of everything you deserve. Your heart is open, your spirit is ready, and the abundance that awaits is simply the world's acknowledgement of your unstoppable rise. You are a warrior who has risen from the ashes of trials that would have crushed lesser souls. Every battle you faced, every storm you weathered, has forged you into a being of unparalleled strength. You are here, standing unbroken, having conquered odds that once seemed insurmountable. The darkness may have tried to consume you, but you emerged with a fire that cannot be extinguished. You have become a living testament to resilience, embodying the strength and power of the chosen ones. Now prepare yourself. The path ahead is yours to command, guided by the divine light that has seen your every struggle and rewarded your perseverance. Your future holds the blessings of the Most High, a future where you walk empowered, emboldened, and unstoppable. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, destined to claim every gift that awaits you. Hold your head high and walk forward with unshakable certainty. You are proof of the divine, a testament to the power that lies within those who never surrender. And now, let your story be known. Share your triumphs and trials, for there is power in your voice. You hold the torch for those who are still finding their way, and your strength will light the path for others. Speak your truth, for the world needs your story. Share your journey, and watch as your words ripple out, empowering those who, like you, have faced the impossible and emerged victorious.